Hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of my podcast, Wild Wanderer, where I give you hiking and mountaineering tips and advice. Be sure to look at the description for links to my website, book, and helpful links to topics I'll be discussing today. So far, we've talked about staying safe solo, letting somebody know where you're hiking and when you expect to be back, and the 10 essentials, but we have so much more to discuss. Another important aspect to hiking safely solo is preventing getting lost, and then knowing what to do if you do get lost. This is in no way all-inclusive, so I'd love your comments and feedback on my advice for future episodes. I believe the easiest way to prevent getting lost is to stick to the trail. Last time we talked about having a personal navigation device with you, as well as the 10 essentials, which should include a map of the area you intend to hike, as well as basic survival gear to keep you warm and fed. A couple of helpful and free apps you can use on your phone to plan your hike before you go that also work on airplane mode are Strava and GPX Viewer. So Strava is an app that tracks your progress, so you can retrace your steps if you happen to get lost. And GPX Viewer is an app where you can preload maps into your phone and follow the trail that way. The screen will show a line that's the trail and a dot that's you. Ideally, your dot should be on the line, saying you're on trail. But if not, it's easy to figure out which way you need to go to get back on track. There are tons more apps and devices to choose from. These are just the ones that I usually use. If you subscribe to a navigation service or download an app, remember it's also important to know how to use it before heading out on the trail, and to know how much battery life they'll use on your phone, and if they work on airplane mode before you use it in the backcountry. Saying this, it's not a good idea to have all your information on your phone because you could lose it. I mean, your phone could run out of battery or it could fall off a cliff or waterfall while you're trying to take that perfect selfie. So, in addition to having my route stored on my phone, I always take a printed topographic map with me on my hikes. I put it in a Ziploc bag inside my pack so it stays dry. Once again, a map and compass only work if you know how to use them. I also like to take a lot of photos while hiking, not just for the trip reports I put together later, but also so I can remember the terrain. Every so often I'll look behind me and I'll take a picture as well. So if needed, I can scroll back and look for landmarks from the way I hiked in to find my way back out. This really only works if it's daytime though. So, what do you do if you get lost? If you're a child hiking with your family and you don't see them anymore, I want you to stay where you are. I promise you your family will come and find you. It is much easier to find you if you stay still. Listen for people calling your name and loudly answer back as many times as needed until you guys are together again. However, I'm expecting most of you listening to this are not children. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on what to do if you find yourself not being able to find the trail. First off, it's important to stop and think. Which way did you come from? Scroll back and look at those pictures you took. Are they helpful at all? Another tactic is to look for your footprints in the mud or snow. Sometimes you can see your tracks and follow them back to the trail, or at least know which way you should start out. Personally, I like having surveyor's tape. It's inexpensive, lightweight, and available at home improvement stores. If you're hiking with a group and get lost, or you're an adult hiking alone, this is a really useful tip for self-rescue. Let's say you haven't downloaded those apps I told you to download before, or your phone ran out of battery or you lost it. Hopefully, you have some surveyor's tape. I like a bright color like pink or yellow so that I can see it easily. I pre-cut these into 12-inch sections and store them in a Ziploc bag inside my pack. So, you start out by marking a tree or rock where you are. You want it to be highly visible. Then start heading back the way you think you came, let's say east, following your compass, marking a tree every 20 feet or so you know where you've been. If you don't make it back to a trail, go back, collect your tape, and start out in a different direction, following your compass, let's say south, until hopefully you eventually find the trail. If you don't eventually find the trail, and you don't have a cell phone with service or an emergency communication device to help you contact help, now is the time to stay put in a highly visible area and use some of those 10 essentials you brought with you to stay warm and to eat. This is when the information you gave your loved ones comes in handy, is they should send someone to come looking for you when you don't make it back home. If you have brightly colored items, spread them out so that others can see them. It's a good idea to buy jackets and gear with bright colors that are easily seen by others. If it's safe to do so, build a fire for visibility and to stay warm. If you have a whistle, at intervals, blow it in succession 3 times. In fact, making any loud noise 3 times in a row is the universal distress signal. It's also important to stay calm and positive. A clear head and a positive attitude go a long way in survival situations. Now, I know that was a lot of information in a short period of time. I'd like to remind you not to be afraid of getting lost. Don't let it keep you from adventuring. There are tons of cool places you can go that have trails that are easy to follow. I hope this episode was helpful to you and you continue to watch more episodes. And to help me keep these episodes going, please ask me questions. Thanks for watching, and remember, I want you to win at life and enjoy the adventure.